Let's have a look at the curl modifier. Drop it down below our spherical fall off here and highlight it. And we can already see some of those instances are moving now. And I can affect how far they are moving by dialing up this overall effect scale. That is because we are now in simple mode. What that does is, simple mode just samples the curl noise at an instance's original position and then moves the instance a given distance according to the result of our curl noise. And by increasing our overall effect scale, we can see those instances move further and further away, but that somehow does not look right or pretty. That is because we are just sampling the curl noise once and just moving the instance one step away, which doesn't make very much sense. So let's dial this back to 0.1 and set our mode to trail points. And what that does is it advects our instances through our curl noise. So we take small steps and we can dial in the step size with the overall effect scale here, but let's leave it at 0.1. And MOPS advects those instances through a curl noise field. And in our case, it advects it 50 steps. So let's dial this up to say 250. So my instances get advected a bit further. And also, I think the curl noise is a bit too small here. So let's dial down its frequency. So we get those really big, nice streamlines here. So using the advection steps and the overall effect scale, I can dial in how far my instances will be advected from their original position. And of course, take notice here that the instances where the fall-off value is 0 won't be advected at all. And instances with the fall-off value at 1 will be advected furthest away. Also, we can check delete instances, so we are left with those trails here. However, they are just point trails, so let's set the mode to trail lines. So we end up with individual polylines here as trails. Also, I'd like to point out that for now, all those trails have the original fall-off value of their respective instance. We have two modes here. One is override the fall-off. So now each trail has a fall-off starting from 0 at the original position to 1, the ending position. And also we can check scale existing fall-off along trail. So when we compare this, what we do now is we multiply the original fall-off value by the position on our trail. So 0 at the origin and 1 at the end. Finally, the last mode is advect, and the delete instances is ignored here for a reason. Because what we do now is we use the same technique that we used to generate those trails, but now when we hit play, we can see we have our instances moving through our curl noise. Also, I could check or uncheck orient instances to have the instances face in the direction that they are traveling. So that is the curl modifier.